From WQAD News 8, this is Good Morning Quad Cities.
Good morning, Quad Cities. Thank you so much for being here on the 8 Plus app for our 8 a.m. show. It's Wednesday, August 13th. I'm Devin Brooks.
And I'm meteorologist Morgan Strackbine, and it's a lot better outside this morning.
I can't wait to get outside. It's going to
know.
be awesome.
I know. And
Just take a look here.
I know. It's like the blue skies, because usually, recently, whenever we get the more comfortable conditions with those northerly winds, it's not as blue out there because of the wildfire smoke, but we're not seeing any of that. So we're going to continue to see really nice conditions for about 48 hours.
I'm going to savor every minute.
Exactly. And we'll continue to stay sunny as we get into the afternoon hours. 71 degrees right now outside. But again, it's those dew point temperatures that continue to be doing us the biggest favor when it comes to how it feels. And we'll continue to see plenty of sunshine to help ramp up those temperatures to more seasonable highs in the low to mid 80s. 70 degrees right now in Princeton, 71 in Sterling. And we'll continue to see those clear conditions through the afternoon. Now, heading into the afternoon hours, might see a couple of clouds here and there. Other than that, dry skies. Highs will be in the low to mid 80s. And like we've been saying, it is going to only last for a couple of days. We have a pretty big spike in the humidity and the heat for the weekend. We're talking about that coming up in just a little bit, Devin.
Your back to school coverage this morning, even though their school year is still a couple weeks out. This morning, News 8's Jonas Evans shows us what Davenport students learned during so-called Jump Day.
I say Sudlow, you say Tigers, Sudlow, Sudlow.
It may be the first time these kids have yelled that, but certainly not the last. School doesn't start for another 2 weeks, but here at Sudlow Middle School, the incoming 6th grade class is getting a sneak peek.
I'm excited to see some of my friends that I haven't seen over the summer because they've been really busy, and I'm excited to meet new teachers also.
Today's message was all about taking on more responsibility, and for these 6th graders, that includes opening a locker, navigating a new building, and even charging their Chromebooks.
Obviously, we're missing about 700 other students at this point in time, but just giving them that leg up or opportunities for them to come into this space and feel good and confident on that first day of school.
Wilkins says the early introduction to teachers is equally important.
That relationship that they begin and start to build with counselors, staff, it's really critical for their success. I mean, we have invested a lot. And the teachers invest a lot into building those relationships.
All in an effort to make the next 3 years at Sudlow as easy as possible.
At this age, where a lot of things are changing in their lives, and this is one piece that we want them to find some consistency and a place that they can make mistakes and grow and learn.
In Davenport, Jonas Evans, WQAD News 8.
Sudlow is still working on its $62 million renovation, which started last year. And if the project stays on schedule, this class of 6th graders could be one of the first to experience the school's brand new section. In all today, 18 area school districts are back in session, including Orion, East Moline, Dixon, Anawan, Ohio, Prophetstown, Linden, Tampico, and Stewart. Rock Falls Elementary Schools will also return this morning. Also this morning, parents are learning more about Rock Island High School following a recent mold issue. We requested the report through the Freedom of Information Act. The report says more than a dozen classrooms and other areas initially failed air quality testing in late July. They were re-cleaned and then passed follow-up testing. The district says air quality checks have cleared all rooms for use, and the high school reopened on schedule. If you would like to read the full list of rooms impacted, go to WQAD.com to see the report. Right now, change is coming to the anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion policy at Iowa's 3 public universities. On Tuesday, the state's Board of Regents approved a revision allowing educators to speak on, quote, controversial topics when they are relevant to the course content. It's an update to the original policy drafted earlier this year when the board considered barring its universities from requiring classes on DEI or critical race theory. And we want to make sure your family is prepared to head back to the classroom. Just text the word school to the number on your screen. That's 309-304-0888. And we'll send you a link to News 8 School Zone coverage. There you'll find the start dates, headlines, and other stories and useful information from our local school districts. A new business is going up in East Moline. If you've driven past 7th Street along Avenue of the Cities, you may have noticed construction going on. News 8 has confirmed a new Casey's General Store is being built there. This appears to be the first Casey's in East Moline. The nearest ones are in Carbon Cliff and Milan. No word on when the new location will be open. Well, we're taking a live look out of Moline. This is I-74 at 7th Avenue. Looks like traffic is moving smoothly. And right now, car crashes remain the leading cause of unintentional deaths for American teenagers. But an Illinois program wants to change that. 1 month from today, teens can take advantage of the 15th annual Street Survival Program. It's held right outside Peoria by the Illini chapter of BMW Car Club of America on September 13th and 14th. Students learn how to handle the unexpected, be more observant while on the road, and how to make better decisions behind the wheel.
We teach them what the limits of their vehicle are. How quick can it stop? How sharp can it turn? And get them used to doing that in exercises they probably not did to take advantage of in driver's ed.
The course costs $125 per student, but no one will be turned away for financial reasons. 8:07 on the clock, still ahead. Spreading smiles one act at a time. How students at Apollo Elementary in Mercer County are turning kindness into a community-wide movement.
And we are going to continue to track in some more comfortable conditions out there when it comes to the humidity especially, but it's not going to last too long when we could be talking about some heat advisory conditions. All coming up next in your accurate forecast.
From WQAD News 8, this is Good Morning Quad Cities.
We have always bought our bedding here with L&W. Been very happy with the service, and above all, we've been pleased with the quality of the merchandise that we purchased.
I mean, I just turn it over every 3 months. It's still just as comfy. I've had my L&W mattress for 24 years.
We know they're made individually right here, and then if we needed service, we knew that L&W was available to take care of us if that would be necessary.
L&W Bedding, Moline and Bettendorf.
When you need electrical work, count on Crawford Company. The Autolite electricians at Crawford Company have been serving the area since 1967. We can help you with installation, repairs, wiring, lighting, and low-voltage electrical like Ethernet cables. Plus, if you have more than just electrical needs, Crawford can be your one-stop contractor. For heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drain cleaning, and electrical, count on Crawford Company.
We're going to very likely see some heavy rain take place in many of our hometowns.
We're going to continue to track this and fine-tune those threats.
Bracing for impact as storms roll through our area tonight.
Look at the rainfall, the intensity of that.
The storm system producing some very dangerous conditions.
We had 80-mile-per-hour winds.
The wind was so strong. There was debris flying around crazy.
Disaster proclamations are in effect for more than 20 Iowa counties.
Stream extended coverage. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The company behind this project is trying to build wind turbines in Clinton County. Lawyers representing NextEra sent a letter to the county threatening litigation over its wind turbine moratorium and the terms of a draft ordinance. County Supervisor Jim Irwin says the ordinance is in limbo as NextEra seeks a development agreement. He says the county attorney is talking to the company, but it will take more work to come to an agreement.
Right now, where they want to go and where we're at is we're separated quite a ways.
We look forward to being able to develop a project that is what is best for everybody.
Another county supervisor tells us the board will still need to finish updating its wind ordinance. The current ordinance was approved in 2008. She says the third supervisor also rejoined the wind discussion. after recusing himself due to a conflict of interest. A project bringing a big boost to Comanche is under construction. The Rock Creek Energy Center, owned by NextEra Energy Resources, will be about 600 acres. The company says it will generate up to 150 megawatts. That's enough to power about 30,000 homes. It will also pay about $300,000 a year to the county, cities, and school districts. One landowner says he's excited to contribute to green energy and preserve the land under the solar panels.
To remove panels and pull the pilings is a very simple process, quick to be done, and it can be returned to whatever type of food production that may be needed.
It'll take less than a year and a half to get the solar farm up and running. Operations are set to start December 2026. Leases with the landowners will last between 30 and 40 years. All right, we want to turn to our forecast now, and I tell you, if you are going out and about today, no worries.
Exactly. It's going to be a really nice lineup here for today and tomorrow. That's why we're saying take advantage of it, because it's going to not last that long.
Good times don't last long.
Exactly. We're going to bring back a lot of heat into the weekend. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for now, we have lots of sunshine that we're going to enjoy out here for this afternoon, keeping us pretty comfortable too when it comes to those humidity levels as well. We have northwest winds that will continue to streamline in the drier air mass and keep us on the comfortable side as we get into your afternoon. Looking at current temperatures, we are sitting at 71 degrees. We have, again, those calm winds that are going to continue to keep us pretty nice. It's those dew point temperatures right here in the low to mid 60s. That is feeling so much nicer than it has been over the past several days. We're finally seeing that pattern change. But again, it's not going to last too long for us here. As we look at temperatures across the area, we are sitting in the low 70s. For a lot of us, 71 in Sterling and Princeton. Upper 60s for quite a few too, 68 degrees in Muscatine, 68 in Galesburg. So it is similar temperature-wise to yesterday morning, but it feels a lot better because of the lower humidity. And thanks to this area of high pressure that keeps those clouds away from us today, we'll be seeing plenty of sunshine. We have these northerly winds, though, that will continue to keep us in that drier air mass. We still do have a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere, and that's because of our corn sweat. It's still not done with the corn sweat season, but definitely it's less of an influence than it could be. But we are going to continue to see really nice conditions today, highs in the low to mid 80s. Again, nothing to really worry about. Going into tonight, it's going to get even cooler. We'll be in the low 60s for overnight temperatures. A lot more refreshing for us as we continue to see lots of clear conditions. And then going into tomorrow morning, we could see some patchy fog, but I'm expecting very similar conditions tomorrow. Still plenty of sunshine, still staying pretty seasonable with those temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Now, looking into the weekend, though, that's when we really start to see the heat and humidity ramp right back into the area. We'll see plenty of sunshine. So the good news is if you have any outdoor plans this weekend, you're not going to have to dodge any rain chances, but it is definitely going to be a little miserable because of how hot and humid it's going to be. We'll have highs in the low 90s. It's going to stay warm and humid through the weekend. And again, those dew point temperatures are going to be well into the 70s starting Friday. So this is kind of about 48 hours of feeling fairly comfortable with those dew point temperatures in the mid 60s. And then just through the weekend, it's going to be a bit rough. We could be talking about some heat advisories too. So by Friday afternoon, we're going to feel well into the 90s or even around 100 degrees for a couple of us. And I want to point out that the National Weather Service heat advisory criteria for our area is around 100 degrees. So we could see maybe a couple of towns get put in a heat advisory for Friday, but I think almost all of us could plan on it for at least Saturday and probably Sunday as well. All of us are going to feel around 100 to 105 degrees for both Saturday and Sunday. So again, outdoor plans going to be fine. You won't have to dodge any rain chances, but you're definitely going to have to dodge the heat and humidity. So make sure you're taking those precautions, staying hydrated if you're going to be out this weekend. But the good news is we just have to get through the weekend. Once we get to early next week, we are going to track in some rain chances, and that should flush out the heat and humidity for us as we get into the rest of next week. We'll keep a close eye out on those rain and storm chances, especially as we get into Tuesday, as we start to see a drop in those highs, but we'll be in the low 80s as we get through much of next week. Devin?
All right, thank you, Morgan. Here at home, our storm count has taken an unusual twist. May is typically our region's busiest month for tornadoes and severe weather, but this May, we had 0 tornado reports in the Quad Cities. And since then, we've had fewer tornadoes than average in our hometowns. Now, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Andrew Stutsky says the drought that gripped our region at the start of the summer is partially to blame. He also says our so-called second hump of severe weather season is right around the corner from late August to September.
Early peek at that right now. It does look like some cool air is going to come back down. And you know, all this heat we've been dealing with. So if that does happen and it runs into the existing heat we've already got going, that could mean another busy second half of the severe weather season coming up.
Andrew says nothing can be ruled out for this second half of the year, and we can still see tornadoes, flooding, and especially more derechos. Well, heads up, Moline Metrolink riders. Take a look at your screen. The Public Transit Service says right now the routes listed here will need to use a detour, which is also listed on your screen. That's due to the closure at 12th Street and 6th Avenue. Mercer County students are heading back to the classroom tomorrow, and News 8's Ava Hedges learns about Apollo Elementary School's Kindness Club, whose members are seeing the impact of their random acts of kindness.
I think it's safe to say that our world could always use more kindness. And here at Apollo Elementary, that's exactly what these students are doing. Kindergarten through 5th grade students are joining the Kindness Club, where they're spreading kindness not only inside of the school, but outside in the community.
At first, I was hoping maybe to get 15 or 20 kids to show up for a meeting, and I think our first meeting we had almost 70 kids show up.
Aubrey Norton teaches 2nd grade at Apollo Elementary in Aledo, and she had the idea for the Kindness Club in February while she was doing research for an online course.
I thought the Kindness Club would be a great way to showcase the students of Apollo and give back to the community at the same time.
Her idea?
We were on board right away.
Well, it was a hit. Chad Robertson is the principal at Apollo Elementary and says since the Kindness Club formed, he's seen an impressive uptick of kind acts in his students.
Kids are holding the doors for each other or saying please and thank you at lunch when they got their food from the workers at lunch, and just on the playground going to play with new friends.
Not just at school, 4th graders Ava Jones and Olivia Batten, both members of the Kindness Club, are sharing kindness with their community by painting rocks to leave around town.
What do you hope someone does when they pick that rock up?
I hope they smile and they maybe hide it for a different person.
And making posters.
I think it's really cute to do this type of thing.
Which Mrs. Norton says turned out to be a big hit.
We had to have some emergency poster making because there was so many businesses and restaurants and people that wanted to hang them and really show their support for the kids. I just really hope the kids realize that they can make a difference.
Because it doesn't matter how old you are. One small act of kindness,
And I had a student even bring me a rock.
can inspire a big smile and hopefully a chain reaction.
I find myself doing more random acts of kindness.
So while there are many different ways to say it,
Nice, helpful,
and I mean many different ways to say it,
friendly, thoughtful.
Apollo Elementary keeps it simple with one mission.
Spread kindness. Any chance we get.
In Aledo, Ava Hedges, WQAD News 8.
Still ahead, missing treasure. How a metal detector in a Facebook group brought one man's class ring home after 56 years.
Pay it forward.
Thank you.
Shining a spotlight on hardworking people.
There's so many great people out here that want to help and give back that they don't know that there's opportunity to do this.
Determined to make a difference in our community.
I always thought about a way I could bring good back into the community.
Help us keep the Pay It Forward movement going. Nominate somebody on the contest deals page of WQAD.com. We might just give you $300 to give to them.
You're gonna make me cry.
News 8's Pay It Forward, brought to you by Essentra Credit Union.
Expertise doesn't come simply from classes and manuals and certifications. Expertise requires real-world experience. That's what Crawford Company has delivered to the Quad Cities for over 70 years. Whether you know us for heating and air conditioning, welded fabrication, plumbing, or electrical, our experts bring you peace of mind knowing you've chosen the best. Crawford Company.
Which would you rather sleep on? Do you have a foundation like that box of toothpicks we just cleaned up in our parking lot? Or does your mattress rest on box springs that give your body the support it needs for a good night's sleep? Call today or visit our stores in Moline and Bettendorf to help us build a custom box spring just for you. Call L&W Bedding for a better night's sleep.
For all these years that we've been working on the 3-degree guarantee, we have raised over $80,000. And I would have to say it's the most successful sponsored partnership, not only here at WQAD, but in the entire market as well, because we go out of our way to help not only these charities, but the communities involved in these charities. The money that we raise for each and every one of these organizations is a true gift to them.
Do you want to see kitchen and bath remodel stories that are local to the Quad Cities? Then watch the Village Home Show.
Tune in Sundays at 10:30 a.m. for the Village Home Show, right here on WQAD News 8.
Get your fever fix on WQAD, Iowa's broadcast home of Hawkeye legend Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. This season, watch select games right here, live on WQAD. Scan this QR code for the schedule and full coverage. And don't miss a moment as Caitlin and company seek nothing short of a championship. Fever play right here on WQAD.
A woman from New York is getting married and she wanted to find her own diamond to set in a ring. So Mashir Fox headed to a place known for its gems, Crater of Diamonds State Park in Murfreesboro, Arkansas. That's in the southeast portion of the state. She spent 3 weeks searching, and on the last day of her trip, she found a 2.3 carat white diamond. Park officials say Fox was walking along the West Drain area when she noticed something sparkling by her feet. When she picked it up, she realized it was glittering stone, and Fox's discovery was pretty big. It was the 3rd largest diamond found at the park this year, and people have found more than 350 diamonds there this year. Gone but not forgotten. A man lost his college ring more than 50 years ago, and much to his surprise and delight, he just got it back. Sonia Rincon has more on how this all unfolded.
You never know what treasure might be buried under the sand. But David Orlowski can find out. He scans Cedar Beach as a hobby.
Some things you can't explain how they got there.
It's easy to explain how someone could lose a ring in the cold Sound.
They go in the water, it shrinks your hands, and off your ring goes.
He's found lots of rings, but most of them aren't this personalized. It was a white gold Fordham class of 1969 ring with a name inscribed in it. Orlowski was in up to his knees, right in this spot at low tide.
I got a good hit on the metal detector, and I dug for it, and it was very deep. It was probably like 1.5 feet deep, and I just kept digging, and finally it came out.
A few days later in Texas, Dr. Alfred DiStefano asked his letter carrier to document him opening the package.
I lost it again.
But there it was.
I can't believe it.
The class ring he'd been without far longer than he'd had
That
it.
is it.
So that's pretty cool. You got it back after 50-some odd years?
56 years. Could you imagine that?
DiStefano remembers being on a dock or a pier when his ring slipped into the water. The closest dock here now is half a mile away, but it's possible there was one here or closer all those years ago.
When you think of the continents moving over hundreds of millions of years, you know, a little ring could move over 50 years, you know, a half a mile.
It's back on his hand after being mailed 1,600 miles, thanks to a Fordham Class Reunion Facebook group. Orlowski's message reached moderator Karen Manning, who was so impressed that he wanted to find the ring's owner.
He could have just sold it and made some money on it, but it restored my faith in humanity.
Orlowski credits his wife.
She says, well, if you lost your ring, wouldn't you want it returned? And so right there, question answered.
His wife called it karma. DiStefano says the reunion with this long-lost treasure and the memories it unlocked is even better than that.
I've considered it a miracle since it happened.
Back in 1969, the ring cost $110. It was too expensive to replace, so he never replaced it. Stefano has mailed a package of thank you gifts to Orlowski for finding this lost treasure. Time now is 8:25. Let's get an update on weather and traffic together with Morgan.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. We are taking a look at bridge traffic. So far for this morning, we have beautiful sunny conditions, quiet roads, quiet skies. It is going to be a really nice afternoon, especially when we're talking about those dew point temperatures. 67 degrees right now in Davenport. We have northwest winds, calm, but keeping us under that drier air mass. We will have dew point temperatures remain more comfortable for us here for about 48 hours before all the heat and humidity returns. Again, live radar is showing those clear skies across the area, and that's going to continue to be the case as we head through today and tomorrow. Highs will be seasonable in the low to mid 80s. But again, like we said, heat and humidity going to make a big comeback. We'll talk about that coming up with the help of your last check of your forecast in just a couple minutes.
Good Morning Quad Cities keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings.
Now's the time to start planning ahead.
Stay ahead of the storm with Weather Impact Alert Days.
A couple of thunderstorms tomorrow.
Working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
Today, crews are starting construction on a portion of I-80.
Start with a team you trust.
Do you think the greater concern is the higher prices on certain goods these tariffs might bring?
On Good Morning Quad Cities. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. and streaming on WQAD 8+.
Do you want to see kitchen and bath remodel stories that are local to the Quad Cities? Then watch the Village Home Show.
Tune in Sundays at 10:30 a.m. for the Village Home Show, right here on WQAD News 8. Pay it forward.
Thank you.
Shining a spotlight on hardworking people.
There's so many great people out here that want to help and give back that they don't know that there's opportunity to do this.
Determined to make a difference in our community.
I always thought about a way I could bring good back into the community.
Help us keep the Pay It Forward movement going. Nominate somebody on the contest deals page of WQAD.com. We might just give you $300 to give to them.
You're gonna make me cry.
News 8's Pay It Forward, brought to you by Essentra Credit Union.
For all these years that we've been working on the 3-degree guarantee, we have raised over $80,000. The money that we raise for each and every one of these organizations is a true gift to them.
Still ahead on Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. Back to school anxiety in children, the warning signs, and how early intervention can stop the anxiousness from taking over. Plus, a dangerous turn, how a teenage influencer ended up stranded in Antarctica after what officials call an illegal flight. Morgan.
Yeah, let's get you one last check of the forecast as we're going to have absolutely beautiful conditions for today and tomorrow. Lots of sunshine expected. Those northerly winds will keep us under a drier air mass, so less humidity. And tonight it is going to be cooler for us. We'll be in the low 60s, maybe some patchy fog by tomorrow morning, but not anything too dense as expected. We'll continue to see plenty of sunshine with highs in the low to mid 80s for Thursday. Staying comfortable for us too with the low humidity, but it's not going to last long. Check out this weekend's forecast. Now the good news is if you have any outdoor plans, it looks like we won't have to dodge any rain chances, but you're definitely going to have to dodge the heat and humidity. It's going to get pretty uncomfortable out there with highs in the low 90s, and we're talking about the potential to see some heat advisories as well. I think those heat index values will range between 100 to 105 starting Friday, and that will continue through the weekend. But by early next week, that's when we start to bring in some storm chances that will help kind of wash out some of the humidity. It will wash out a lot of the heat, that's for sure, especially by Tuesday. And then we have a really nice lineup here as we get into your second week. So I thought I had the 14-day tracker.
Oh yeah, you can talk about a little preview of Ask Andrew Live special edition coming up in a half hour.
Yes, we'll be live on Facebook and right here on the News 8 streaming app. So be sure to join me, ask some questions. You know, we're going to take a look at the forecast. We're going to take a look at the tropics.
Don't go anywhere, right? Just, you know, little down, go take a little restroom break. Go get your refill of coffee. And then we'll see Morgan back here in just a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Sounds good? All right. And then you go to the swimming pool this weekend.
Exactly.
All right, plans. All right, thank you so much for watching GMQC at 8. Our next show is at 9 o'clock with Morgan. Have a good day.